Hello and welcome back. My name is Mohindo Mubarak, and in this video I'm going to show you how we can implement toggle button in an Android project. Toggle buttons are the ones that can switch state, whereby a button can show whether it is selected or not. For example, you see this one, we can select it and unselect it. You see, we can click in a group of buttons and one will be selected or will not be selected. You can see this one is a button of icons and we can select one at a particular time, so it toggles the state. It is either on or off. So in this video I'm going to show you how we can do something like this exactly. I hope you're ready to learn, so let's get started. First of all, we'll need an extra library for Android Material UI to implement this feature. So we're going to import that library into our Gradle. We'll just simply go to our project and then we'll scroll to Gradle module. Gradle module, where is it? Okay, go to Gradle module. It is here. Okay, Gradle module, and then we are going to add here another implementation of Google library. So Google support library. So that library I already prepared it. It is here. You can search it on internet. Just search Google Material. Okay, Google Material UI. But by default, the current versions of Android X, they come with this library, so it is optional. You can even leave it, no problem. Google comes while it's already installed it. When you create the project these days, beyond 2020, this library comes automatically while it is installed in your project, so you don't need to do what, to create it or to import it. But for the sake of those who might have watched this video before 2020, or in case you have a late IDE, you can import this library of Material UI by just simply coming here to your Gradle and do it and import it like this. You just paste it there. Also, we may need also AppCompat for the coming videos, so let me also import it at once. So just implement AppCompat, but they are not necessary. You can leave them. Okay, then after you click on sync, and then this project, it will be synced. So after doing that, what next? We're going to make our theme to extend the Material theme, not the AppCompat theme. We must make sure that our theme is extending the Material theme, not AppCompat theme. So to do that, I'll just simply go to our styles here, and you go where there is our theme. Our theme is here, and then we will change this from AppCompat to Material components. Okay, Material components theme. Let me just get the word because I already write it, so I don't need to repeat myself. So we'll go to our components here, and then define our styles here in our themes, and then we make sure that this one is extending what, Material components. Or you can make two themes, no problem, one for Material component and one for AppCompat. Okay, like the way I did here. So you can make one for Material component and another one for AppCompat, and they have just the same settings. Okay, so I can just leave it the way it is, and then I just duplicate it. I just duplicate it, this one, and I just make this one to extend AppCompat. Material theme, Material components. The second one, just make it extend Material components, and the other one extend the AppCompat. So I will have to create also this theme, and I say it is extending the Material. Okay, this one is for the application. Okay, the base theme, I can just make it just like base theme, yeah, like this, and then I make this one extend the base Material. So I come and join them from here, like both of them, the extending the base theme, but this one is for app compatibility for the previous version, for the older version, and this one is for the Material components. The main point here is to make this one extend the Material components. So after doing that, and then you can go ahead and start creating our project. So that are the two things that you must do first. You must create a material theme that extend app component of material theme, and this one is optional. You can even leave it, but it is recommended to just have two, one for app compatibility, another one for what, for material theme. So like that. So I can as well come here and do the same. Okay, material components. Okay, so after doing that, then you can go ahead and start creating our activity, which is going to have the toggle buttons. So to do that, I'll simply come to our project here and then say new, okay, activity, and then I say empty activity, and I'm going to call this one toggle buttons. Toggle buttons. I can begin with buttons, then toggle. It doesn't matter. And then I say finish to create this project. This activity. So this activity is done. Let us go and put a link. A button that we'll click on, and then it opens this theme. So I'll go to our main layout here, and then when you have two themes, things will look awkward. So let us keep one for now. We'll just simply come to our themes. What's it? Let us keep one. We'll keep one, but it will extend the material component theme. Okay, keep one for now, and it will extend the material component theme. Okay, so like that. Okay, so I'm going to create here one more button that we'll click on, and then it will open our toggle buttons. Okay, so to do that, I'll just simply come and duplicate this one, and then maybe let me duplicate the third one. Okay, and then I'll come and call this one and say it is what, buttons toggle. Okay, so it will be toggling the buttons on and off. Okay, so open here. I'll just say the method it should open when I click. It should open toggle, something like that, and then you press Alt and Enter to create this method, and then separate method in the main activity. So after doing that, I'll come and copy this intent and just paste it here. And here the difference will be to open the toggle buttons class, the one that activity that we just created. Okay, so we've just created that one. Now I'll go to the layout and start creating the buttons themselves. So I'll split the layout and then come to the previous button that I created to save time. Are they? They're here. So I'll come to them. So they're the button that I created before, and I'm going to explain how I can create them. So first of all, this layout, this subsection title, we already created in the first video. In the second video, if you still remember, it is just a linear layout with the text, so I'll not need to recreate that again. Okay, so first of all, we're going to create a scroll view. Let's first create what, this main parent. We'll change this one from constraint layout to what, to a simpler one, which is linear layout. And then just say linear layout. Something is wrong. Okay, I'll call this one to linear layout, and then I'll come and give orientation vertical. And then after doing that, I'll go ahead and put this action bar if I want it there. So I already explained how we can implement this action bar, so that action bar will come on top there. Okay, so we proceed. After that, I'll come and put the scroll view. In case you want to put a scroll view, but it is optional, I'll leave it this time because I believe they'll suit there, so no need to do it to scroll. Now I'll go ahead and put this section of this subsection of this title. So I'll just simply come and copy this and paste it. I'll explain everything, don't worry. So after the up bar, I'll come and put this title, this section of this title. Okay, So this section is having just a linear layout with match parent, wrap content height, and then it's having some padding top of margin large. It's having we already defined these dimensions. The text gravity is centered, and then centered vertical, and then we have orientation of horizontal to make these things to be in line one next to the other. We have padding left of large and padding right of large. So after doing that, we will have a text, which will have the toggle, text toggle. This one, it's just a plain text view, and then we'll have this view that is separating the view of a line and the view of a text. So after doing that, then it means that we'll have created that simple subheading. So we'll proceed to now the buttons themselves. So to create the buttons, I can copy this. No, I'll not copy the whole of it. I'll just copy the linear layouts so that you can create them step by step. So I first create a linear layout where I'm going to place this content, the first section. I just give it some padding across all of large, and then I'll go ahead and create the first group. So first of all, you have to put these buttons in group. You have to put these buttons in group. You cannot just create them without putting them in in a group. So to make them toggle, so I'll just create here a group. How did I create that group? I just simply open a tag here, and add material button toggle group. See, material button toggle group, that's the name of the tag. So when you press enter, Google will suggest it for you, and then we'll go ahead and give it the ID, and then give it the check buttons, and then this, in case does not resolve, just point in this app, in the word app, and then press alt and enter, and then it will do what? It will resolve it for you. And then after, we will close it. Okay, we will close it like this. So you can see here, we are saying that the checked button is button with ID 1, but there's no ID button of ID 1, so we are going to put there and make it to do what? To be checked. So you can see here, so I can set whether one should be single selected or not. So here we are setting that only one should be single selected to allow the user, or to make the user to select only one at a moment. So I'm going to get this button, the first button here, and I'll put there. So by simply just putting the button like this, the button is there. It might not be visible, but the button is there. Okay, so there's some setting that I need to make in order to appear, but the button is there. When in our IDE, I mean in our emulator, it will come. Okay, so this button, how do you create it? Remember, it is inside the groups of material buttons. So you just simply put a tag of material button. The other one was material button group, but this one is material button. So do like this, it will be created for you, and then we give it the ID. Remember, here we say the number one should be checked. So by default, this one will be checked. So I have this ID, then we have the attribute or the style. Okay, so you can even disable the style if you don't want it. Okay, so these styles, you can just get them from material button outline style. So if you click here, you'll get all the style that you can implement here. See, so you can as well define your own styles. Yes, you can as well define your own style. You can as well define your styles, but for the moment you just keep this default style. Okay, and then I can make the width to wrap the content and wrap content. So I mean that the button will be as minimum as possible, and then I give it text of button 1, and I give it stroke width of 2. So after doing that, I can add some other buttons. So it means that I've created this very first button, this one. Okay, I've created this very first button. Then I'll go ahead and create the second one and the third one. So I'll add here the second button. So I can add the second button, and then you can add also the third button, just using the same style, and then we'll have created that first section. The buttons are there just because I've not defined their styles, that's why they are like kind of visible. But if you give it, for example, background color primary, you see, it will have of color primary, it will have the primary color. Okay, background tint, I'll just give it tint. It will have that color, but for a moment I'll just leave them the way they are, so that when we run it in the emulator, those buttons will be what? They'll be visible. So you can put the text, you can do anything, or you can make more settings, or you can also go ahead and create the back-end user interface. I mean the back-end logic, like which button is being selected or not. So after doing that, let us run and see if this first section will come. Let us run the application and check for the first section. So that's our application. So let me click on buttons toggle. If I click there, so you'll see our buttons have come, though our app did not show the action bar, but no problem. But you can see our buttons have come and our text is there, very clean, and with our buttons that we can switch from one to the other, like that. Okay, so let us proceed and create another section. I'll go back and then go ahead and do what, and create this second section. So I'll first put the title of this second section to this one. So I'll just simply come and copy this and then come and paste it here. Okay, here and bottom. Then you have this second toggle section, and then after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and copy this section, and I'm going to explain them. Don't worry, I'm going to explain every part. Okay, don't worry, I'm going to explain every part. I'll copy this and then I'll go and paste it here. Okay, I just don't want this video to be too long, that's why I copy and paste what I first code it and then I copy paste. So this one is a linear layout to make it 100%, and then after that linear layout we have the first group of the buttons. This group is one that we're having here, just because they are not visible. Then here we have a style for it to create for them the styles of icons only. So let me show you how I can create the style of icon only by icons only. So we'll have to create a style. So by simply going to our styles, project, styles, because I want to show the icons only, so I can define that style from here. Okay, so it's just a simple style that is going to extend this is just a name. This name can be only, see, material, button, outline, icon. Okay, and outline button, and then I give what, icon only, so it's going to be an icon only, and then I give it the parent to be the material button of outline buttons. So this is the one that comes with what, with Google buttons, I mean with the Google material package. So you can even just write the word outline button and then do like this. You see, you'll have the two. So select this one for the material, so they'll be just done like the way it was done before. Sorry, select that one of what, of widget, this widget, widget material components button dot outline button. So I'm extending that class. So after, I'll have to put I'll now start defining the properties. I say icon padding, it should be 0, and they should insert, insert top 0, then insert bottom 0, and then I say padding left like 12. So I want here to have, here, let me show you what I'm trying to mean here. I want to have here some padding left. The padding left should be like a margin of 12, and padding right 12, and then minimum width of 45, 48 pixels, and 48 pixels maximum width, minimum height. So I say the height and the what and the width. So I'll end up coming coming with the what, with the icon like this one. So I've set my icon now. Here I've set it inside the classes, inside the styles. So I mean that I can now start using this icon only. So after, I'll come here and it will remove this remove this warning. So let me put now the icon. I'll just simply come to a project and come to drawables and say new, and then say icons and the vector icons, and then come here and put the icon favorite like that. Okay, so let us select one. Maybe just put this one of outline, since we are using outline. So I say next and say finished, and then you see that outline will come there. So that one is done. We'll go ahead and create the visible. So by just visibility, I'll just simply copy this and then come here to new drawable, and then I create this icon of vector asset, and then I select this one to visibility, icon of visibility. Then I can select this one and I go ahead and put the name and I say next and say finish. So which one else? You have this icon of notification, so I'll go ahead and do it. Vector asset notification. Let me put this one, and then I put the name. Okay, so we have that notification there. So we have done that one. So here the one we just follow the same thing, but here we want to implement these ones. We want to implement like align left, align center, middle, and then justify, and then align right. So to do that, I just simply go ahead and create these icons. Let me pause the video and I create these icons to avoid the video to become too long. So I've put all the icons, I've created all the icons, but you cannot view them until we do it, until we run our application. So they're having just the same icon, the same style of icon only. So let's run the application and see what will come up with. So that's our application. I'll click on on buttons toggle. Boom. You can see we've come up with that beautiful UI where we can toggle from one button to the other. So you can go ahead and write to the back end of these buttons, whereby you can listen when someone toggles and each button or specific button that is selected at a particular moment. Okay, so we're remaining one section whereby I'm going to show you how we can create these items, these buttons, while they're having some text. So I'll just simply copy this section title. I've shown you how to create that section title and the buttons, and then I will also explain. Just don't worry, I'm going to explain everything, how you can do them. So I'll go ahead and paste them on bottom here on bottom, and then it'll start defining them. See, text icon, this one is self-explanatory, and then I'll go ahead and start explaining how we can do a text with the icon. So still same button group, and then you say material button, just like we did before, and then here we'll just put text at the same time with the icon, text and and icon. So here I'm going to put the icon of a person, and then I'll just simply come to the project and then come new, and then say vector asset, and then come and search an icon of a person, which is this one, and then say okay, and then say person here, icon person. So I'll select it and then say okay, and then say next and say finish. So that icon of a person is now set. I'll come and put here the icon of a settings. So I'll right click on drawable, new vector asset, and then click here and then say settings. So it is here, the icon of settings, then I set here see settings, and then say finish. Then you have that icon of settings. So we are done with our whole layout. Now let us run our project and see what we have come up with. So I click on button toggle, boom. So that's what we've come up with. Can you see? We're having our buttons that you can toggle from here, and these ones, and the default one which is selected here, we can unselect it. And then we have also the profile that you can switch from one to the other. You can switch from one to the other. So it is having also the text and the and the icon. So you can go ahead and search more about these material toggle buttons. Okay, just search more about material buttons, and then you'll get more details, and you can learn more and how to implement also their back end. But for the sake of UI, that is the best how you can use them in different projects. So you should think how you can use these kind of buttons in different projects. We'll not go beyond there. I hope you not miss in the next class. We're going to learn more about buttons of Android using Material UI. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel.